The whole culture in the first century was huge on this, all about shame and honor, if you will, right? Righteousness and disgrace, shame and honor. These are interchangeable terms. And when we're looking at these things, we actually know that people would actively try and hide people's disgrace. And that this was actually a good thing. It's actually described right here that Joseph, being a righteous man, did not want to disgrace her. So he decided to keep it a secret, right? I know in our culture, secrets are like a bad thing, right? Like, and even in most scenarios, like probably keeping a secret is not a good thing for people. But we actually see sometimes in the Bible that they look at and we get to see how their covering of disgrace is actually a righteous act, right? We see this with Noah and his nakedness. After the flood story, right? Our hero from the story, the man who built the ark himself, who gathered all of the animals, right? And who navigated throughout the flood. We then get to see him afterwards, after he had planted vineyards and reaped the crops. He is then drunk and naked inside of his tent. And we see one of his sons, Ham, actually mocks and reveals Noah's nakedness to his other sons, right? Shem and Japheth. But Shem and Japheth take a different approach. You see, they don't call out their father's disgrace, they don't call out his nakedness. Instead, they cover him. They walk backwards to make sure that they are not even exposed to his shamefulness, to his disgrace. And they cover their father in his sin, right? And then we see this again in the story of Ruth and Boaz. We see how Ruth, being a broken woman, coming to Boaz as her essentially her last option, right? One of these men who would be able to redeem her and be able to take care of her in her society, right? And when she comes upon him, he's drunk, laying in a like on a hay bale, right? He's so drunk that he falls asleep with his shoes on, right? With his socks and sandals on. So what does she do to him? Does she just leave him laid out drunken in his disgrace? No. She takes off his sandals and takes off his socks and lays at his feet, showing the respect that she has for him and not disgracing him, but covering up his disgrace. And that we see as being righteousness. That is counted to Joseph as righteousness. It's counted to Shem and Japheth as righteousness, and it's counted to Ruth as righteousness, right? And this is often something that I think that we struggle with in our society today.